Sounds pretty brutal up there, Preach.
Oh, it's dash for the Yankees. We're returning.
Yeah. We see that the reinforcements going to do it. Yeah, but just a moment. Don't wait to hit that.
Take this fucking hill.
$7 a month.
$7 a month.
$7 a month.
Gentlemen, hit them forward sponge.
$7 a month.
Don't attack me.
Take that position.
Destroy him.
They didn't even see us.
Destroy him.
I'm going for the far one. Cover.
Oh shit, sorry, landing. 672 baby. 672
Get going, boys.
Get that flag up. We did it.
Pull back.
Good job, boys.
Run away.
Come here, you little bitch.
Oh, let's go.
All right, Georgians, get back to the top there. Come on, Georgians.
Damn. We're good tag team.
Bro, I was the main character. I killed like 6 Yankees with my sword. That was nuts.
We gotta regroup. Hey, form up. Countercharge coming in. Countercharge. Fuck, we gotta clear him off that hill.
What's our respawn?
Get the fuck out of here.
Any of the ones near C.
5. Yeah, 5 is open, I'm pretty sure.
Go, countercharge.
Any forward spawn. It looks like they're all full though. Forward spawn number 6, I think, has spots.
Nah.
Push them, boys. Push them.
Go back in there.
Any of the forward spawns on C. Guys-
First cab killing their spawn back there.
Yeah, they're regular spawn. I'm watching it.
They keep doing that, and then they're charging from the back.
They got C.
No, keep going. We have to keep feeding into the point.
Melee 3.
Cavalry Division, Headquarters, Army Northern Virginia, September 1866. Sir, I apologize for the use of federal stationery.
All right, gentlemen, heard a fire at the Independent at the bearing 140.
Philadelphia.
Not yet.
Manufacturers.
Heard a fire.
Apologies, no dinner available in the state of braggadocio.
Not yet.
No doubt that my own possessions, once presumed safe,
Medic, pressure.
are likewise being used by some northern officer to describe their events.
Attack position.
Volkswagen, Washington. Attached to General Longstreet's command,
Not yet.
stretched
Keep
between
going.
the headquarters
Hold on, I
Jasmine
get it.
Plaza,
Medic,
the rear of the Army,
Right.
where, as orders,
Battle line on my left and
our
right.
main body
Pop squad.
was invigorating,
Don't be
extravagant,
kidding, we got Yankees approaching.
sharpness,
Look out.
worthy of our cause. Because with a solemn commitment to remaining,
Ooh, I got music clapping.
fogging these eyes and ears, that I illustrate in these cold blue letters what occurred at the Boonsboro Gap. Following a very intimate engagement as night fell, my troopers and I returned to the camp in a small contingent of survivors. In the fog, mist, and uncomfortable orchestra of the dying, I found myself mistakenly urging my bugler to wake up in order to stand to. I emerged from my delirium with a cold sense of dread, when it occurred to me that he had long since expired. I had a brief moment to regain my composure before seeking the officer's briefing. Captain Preacher, 1st Virginia Cavalry. I was out of the saddle no longer than 5 minutes when gunfire erupted along a ridgeline to my east. The bugler ordered the men to horse, but the delicately precarious terrain surrounding an otherwise well-maintained, narrow road denied us any advantageous use of mounting up to ascertain the full measure of our sudden federal foe, and we tethered our horses to the ambulance wagons in the rear guard before proceeding on foot towards what one trooper would later call the Forlorn Heights. The Georgia Brigade of the 7th, 5th, and 24th Volunteer Infantry were already engaged in a tenacious vanguard defense during our approach. The Texas Brigade of the 1st and 5th Volunteer Infantry were immediately to our left and roused us with a mighty cheer as though impervious to the dangers involved in the nature of fighting that had started to commence. The Floridians of the 17th Volunteers could be seen in tow behind the Georgia Brigade, lumbering their way up the rocky hill, shouting vindictively with case and shell, were the guns of the 1st Rockbridge Artillery of our own endeared county of Amelia. Left of them and around the bend protruding from the extreme left of our conglomeration of units was the foreign howls of the South Carolinians, and even more so foreign crescendo of shouts, mighty oaths, and whistles of the Republicans of Texas, a sovereign nation foreign to us until now. We held the bluffs until we did not, held them again until we did not. We took no casualties until we did, and when but for a moment it paused, it once again resumed. At one point, I heard the rebel yell of the 13th Virginia, where the fighting was thickest. And sir, even now I cannot tell you the ghosts from the merely ghastly, nor the remaining from the remains. The reports of my subordinates will no doubt tell you of the various attacks, angles, butcher's bills, captured supplies, lost horses, sick, wounded, missing, heroic, unceremonious, cowardly, and gallant. I can only tell you of the highest, utmost standard held in the field of soldiering by our own forces, most especially that of our beloved troopers. The enemy, however, decided to follow through in their attacks with such a level of conviction and as of yet unseen ferocity that could have swept me clear off the saddle like a violent maelstrom throwing a crowd off a balcony in every manner of cruel direction. Federal, regular, volunteer infantry, Pennsylvania, New Jerseyan, Legion, Brigade, Battery, it appeared to bear no impact on the daring alacrity of the Union foe as it threw wave after wave onto the rocky heights. Until it did. 36 dead, 12 wounded, 0 missing. Enemy casualties uncertain, but at least equal to or greater than our own. All squadrons combat effective. Preacher, officer commanding, 1st Virginia Cavalry Regiment. Death of tyrants. 6 Semper Tyrannis, baby. We saw blue wave after blue wave head into the hills and the steep rocky heights to meet death. We could hear cheers of men as they charged the rebels who positioned themselves so perfectly to snipe any advance that threatened their defenses. In the end, the force of the Union charge at the heights could not be held back, and the Union did in fact capture the heights. The situation on the right flank was less intense, as the fighting on the left, men of the famed Iron Brigade had a pitched battle with rebel sharpshooters. Units who took the heights at the bayonet were Thomas Legion, Jersey Brigade, 1st New Jersey, 3rd New Jersey, and the 74th Pennsylvania. The Union center held mostly through the battle, but the rebels of the 13th Virginia and Texas Militia decided to launch a counterattack near the headquarters of Corps Commander Major General John Sedgwick and push the lines back. The rebels put up a stubborn defense of the heights and the National Road. We received word that the Texas Brigade, Georgians, and JEB Stuart's Cavaliers were on the heights and the National Road. The rebel left flank was held by a detachment of stubborn rebel sharpshooters of the 5th South Carolina and part of the Palmetto sharpshooters. Any attempt to turn the rebel left was repelled. There were other units present, but we do not have the details on their actions. We do have 2 testimonies from the battle. Brutal. I saw wave after wave of men climb the heights, only to be instantly cut down by Confederate gunfire. Adjutant Alistair, Thomas Legion.
God hates Australia, land of the sodomite damned. The fag-infested land of Australia is burning. The fire of God's wrath is sending hundreds of those filthy Australian beasts straight to hell. We at Westboro Baptist Church are rejoicing, and we are praying for the dear Lord to burn many more Australians alive.